Chuckie shows up one day at Tommy's house with a pet of his very own, Melville, a pill bug. Chuckie is happy with his pet and spends a lot of time having fun with Melville. One day, Chuckie asks Tommy, Phil, and Mel to watch Melville while he searches for a special kind of leaf for the bug. Notice that Melville isn't doing anything. Tommy is confused, but Phil will recognize Melville as being dead. The twins explain death to Tommy, who realizes Chuckie is going to be devastated. He tries to replace Melville with a snail. Chuckie returns with the leaf and becomes angry when he sees the snail. He yells that a snail is not a bug, which Phil had already stated, and demands to see Melville. Tommy then twigs and explains that Melville is dead. Chuckie refuses to believe this and continues to play with Melville as if he were alive, despite the fact the bug is not responding to anything. Eventually, Chuckie is forced to accept Melville is dead. He breaks down sobbing, saying he'll never be happy again. The next day, Tommy and the twins agree to be extra nice to Chuckie and decide to not do anything that could remind Chuckie of Melville. When Chuckie comes over, he appears to be normal. However, Tommy, Phil, and Lil go overboard in trying to be nice to him and trying not to bring up Melville. Chuckie realizes what's going on and tries assuring his friends he's moved on from Melville. When they go to eat chocolate pudding, Chuckie starts crying again as he remembers how he used to eat chocolate pudding with Melville. When Tommy says that they'll find something else to eat so Chuckie can forget about Melville, Chuckie can tell his friends he doesn't want to forget Melville. He feels sad because he never got to say goodbye. In order to give him closure, a funeral is held for Melville in the backyard. Phil and Lil mention all the things Chuckie used to do with Melville and begin to tear up. Their sadness turns to outrage when Chuckie bursts into laughter. Chuckie explains that he feels happy remembering those things and says from now on when he remembers Melville, he'll laugh instead of cry. This causes Phil and Lil to cry, which surprises Tommy and Chuckie. While the babies are hanging out at Angelica's house, Angelica eats an entire jar's worth of cookies. She becomes slightly bloated as a result. When Angelica decides to show the babies how one of her toys works, she gets a stomachache and passes out. Her parents call the doctor, and he says that Angelica should feel better in a day or so. After her parents and the doctor leave, Angelica calls the babies to her bedside and she makes them promise to never eat her cookies again, no matter how much she begs, pleads, or threatens the babies. At first they're a little hesitant, until one of their reasons being the cookies are Angelica's favorite food, but they ultimately agree. The next day, however, when Angelica goes over to Tommy's house, she smells a batch of chocolate chip cookies that Dee Dee made and goes to get some. When the babies prevent Angelica from getting any cookies, Tommy reminds her that she made them promise the day before to never let her have cookies again. Angelica admits that she had forgotten. Tommy hides the cookies while the other babies watch Angelica so she doesn't see where he hides them. While Angelica and the babies are drawing in the playpen, Angelica leaves to go check on the babies, but the babies realize that they're the babies. Turns out Angelica is looking for the cookies, which Tommy had hidden in his toy chest. Tommy manages to take the cookies before Angelica can eat any and hides them in a different place. Angelica later offers to play hide and seek with the babies. Twins hide under Tommy's crib. Chuckie hides under a blanket, and Tommy hides behind a teddy bear. However, Angelica uses this is a ploy to look for where Tommy hid the jar of cookies. After trying but failing to find the cookies, Angelica goes back to Tommy's room, where she reveals she knew where the babies are hiding the entire time and that she was trying to look for the cookies. And Tommy, I thought that Angelica is not supposed to have any of our cookies. Angelica admits that she realizes this, but feels she can't live without them, as they mean so much to her. She then reminisces about some of her best times involving cookies. The first time Angelica ever saw a cookie, apparently, was right after at firstborn, when she saw her Aunt Dee Dee holding a cookie in her hand. Angelica tried reaching it for it, but Dee Dee told newborn Angelica that she was too young to eat a cookie, which broke Angelica's heart. Newborn Angelica was screaming nonstop. First time Angelica is crying nonstop in a stroller, Angelica ate a cookie, was when she was in a stroller being pushed by her dad, and she stole a cookie from another baby who had a cookie in his hand. When 1-year-old Angelica first learned how to walk, she got motivated by seeing her mom sit down and play with chocolate cookies in the living room coffee table. Her first word was cookie. At age 2, she also remembers the time when she was sharing some chocolate chip cookies with her rag doll. In Angelica's present, 2 experiences she had with cookies are at her current age are one time when she tore open a bag of groceries and ate an entire bag of oatmeal cookies, once at Christmas when she ate off the head of a gingerbread man and put the cookie back in a Christmas tree where she found it. After this, Angelica tries getting Tommy to tell her where he hid the cookies. Tommy hesitates at first, but the others say that he probably shouldn't tell her. Chuckie accidentally reveals that Tommy hid the cookies under Grandpa Lou's bed. Angelica finds the cookies and the babies chase after her and try to get the cookies back. Eventually, Angelica runs into the laundry room and trips on a basket of dirty clothes, which makes her let go of the cookie jar and the cookies fly into a tub of soapy water. Chuckie and Tommy point out that Angelica can't eat the cookies now since they're all wet and soapy, but she jumps into the tub and eats them anyway. Even the twins get grossed out by Angelica eating the cookies, saying she doesn't care. However, Angelica gets sick from eating the soapy cookies and angrily yells at the babies to never let her have cookies again, just before burping out some soap bubbles.